Hi guys, so I'm finally back with another video, and in this one I will be unboxing the new iPhone 6. This is the Space Gray 64GB model. I got it yesterday after waiting in line for about 3 hours in the launch, and here it is. It's the iPhone 6. Now I had to open it in the store. I don't know why, but I had to open it, but I've not seen it yet. It's not been turned on. Nothing has been done to the iPhone. It's just as new. The only difference is I've cut off the plastic, and that is what I did in the store, nothing else. So today I will be unboxing it and giving you my first impressions of the iPhone. So starting off on the front, as you might know, it has just a plain bit of shape given of the iPhone 6. Now this is very unlike Apple, but I kind of like it. And there's this glossy home button which is replicating the Touch ID. Now this time on the bottom and on the top you do not get anything like the other boxes. Now I have an iPhone 5s box right over here. So as you can see, you used to get Apple logos, but now you don't get anything. But another difference is you can see the box also is a tiny bit bigger, and I guess it's a little bit thicker also, but not too much. And on the sides, as you can see, it says only iPhone and has the Apple logo instead of giving the name like the iPhone 5s on the iPhone 5s box. And on the other side, it's the same thing. It's just the Apple logo and the iPhone. So keeping aside the iPhone 5s box, on the back it says it has the specifications. I have got the 64GB variant, and this is the Space Gray model, which is what I'm going to be unboxing right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the new iPhone 6. So first of all, let's open the box. So the top is off, and there is the new iPhone. So that's the new iPhone. Like all videos, we will pick it up and keep it on the side, and let me tell you, that was really thin and light. I could feel it already. It was just very light. So here's the tray on the iPhone, and another difference is you can see there's a cutout for the camera, because the camera on the iPhone 6 kind of sticks out a bit. So there is a cutout for that. There is the literature manual or the paperwork which says designed by Apple in California. Let me just open this up. We have our SIM removal tool, and then we have some of our documents like the 6 starter manual, which just shows you some quick start guide, which shows you some buttons and the Touch ID button, and some welcome to iPhone, learn more, get support information on the back, some product iPhone info, India regulatory information, and the Apple stickers. You get the power adapter. This is the Indian style adapter. It will be different in the different areas in the United States, the United Kingdoms, depends on where you live. The next thing is the lightning cable. We all already know about the lightning cable, nothing different. The simple USB to lightning cable, and the amazing earpods which come in this really nice plastic case. So that's pretty much it for what comes inside the box. Let me just keep all of this inside and we'll take a look at the iPhone. So here is the iPhone 6, guys. It is the Space Gray variant, as I told you earlier, and now I'm going to peel off the plastic. So let's go. And it goes to the front, and the plastic is off. Here is the iPhone 6, guys. This is the Space Gray model. So taking a brief overview, there's the power button on the right side, which is another relocation of buttons, or actually the only relocation of buttons done for obvious purposes. There's the SIM card tray on the right side, and we have these antenna bands coming over to the edge. On the bottom we have the lightning connector, the 3.5 mm headphone jack and the speaker. The microphone this time is just a small tiny hole when comparing it to the iPhone 5s, which I have over here. And as you can see, it used up a lot of space which it did not need at all. So this time it's showing you the actual size that it uses. On the left side you have the volume rockers and the mute switch, and on the top you have absolutely nothing because the power button has been moved to the right side. On the back you have the 8 megapixel new and improved outside camera with new and improved optics, better optics, and digital image stabilization. Now this does not have optical image stabilization, but it does have digital image stabilization. And besides that, you can see there is another microphone and the true tone flash. The true tone flash has also been changed from the previous model, which is the iPhone 5s, which had a bit of a longer one, and this time it's a circular flash, a circular shape. On the back you can see there is the Apple logo polished into the body of the iPhone. There is iPhone, and we have these antenna bands. Now some people do not like these, but I do not really have a problem with them because I think they do not look as bad as people think it does, and on the space gray version they are hid up pretty well. So I'm going to get a bit more closer to the iPhone and we'll boot it up. So I'm back with the iPhone 6, guys. Now I'm going to be booting it up. So let's hit the power button, and there we see the Apple logo. So now the phone is booting up. Till it boots up, let's talk about the specs. So it has the Apple A8 chip with the M8 Motion coprocessor, which gives you quite a bit faster performance, and from what I've heard and what I've seen in the stores, it is a beast of a performer. So you are not really going to have any problem with this phone as far as speed and performance goes. And the Touch ID is also improved on this phone as far as usability goes, because on the iPhone 5s it gave me a lot of problems, and I'm hoping that this will not do the same. So it's booted up and it says hello, so we'll slide to unlock and or set it up. No SIM card installed, that's alright. We'll go with English, we'll go to India. Then keyboards, I will choose English and emoji, that's alright. Let's go to next. Choose a Wi-Fi network. So I'll log into my Wi-Fi network and I will be back. So now it may take a few minutes, and it says SIM card required. So I will just insert a SIM card and I will be right back. So I inserted a SIM card and now I'm back. So it is asking me to send diagnostics. I'll click on don't send, and this is another new feature. I'm sorry. So as you can see, I can select the display zoom. So I will choose a view. It's in place of standard, I can choose for zoom. So this is standard and the other is zoom right over there. So as you can see, it will give you a preview of how the zoom view will look like and what the standard view will look like. Over here, this is the standard view, while this is the zoomed view. This is the standard view, while this is the zoomed view. So I'm definitely going to go with the standard view. Click next, and welcome to iPhone. Get started. So this is the iPhone 6 all booted up with messages coming in, and booted up with iOS 8. So this is iOS 8 running on the iPhone 6, and as you can see, this is very unlike Apple. They install a lot of apps, but I don't know what people think about this, but I guess it's not too bad because I may use some of the apps like GarageBand or iMovie and stuff, so it's alright. So now for my first impressions, let me just use it for some time and I'll be back with my first impressions. So first let's talk about the build quality. The build quality of the iPhone is very good. So it is built out of aluminum and glass in front, which looks really nice. But as you might know, the iPhone curves around on all the edges. So the metal comes around to the corner and the glass also wraps around the edges, which makes it feel a bit slippery in the hand. So I would recommend you to use a case or something like a skin on it. Now I have a case for the iPhone 6 which I have right over here. It is a pure transparent case for the iPhone 6 by Rock. So I use this case with the iPhone because I think transparent cases would look really nice on the iPhone, and they do not spoil the look of the iPhone as some other bulky cases would. Now, by the build quality being very good, I do not mean that this you can try to bend it and stuff. I won't try all that, but it is built very nicely because it feels very nice in the hand. It is very thin and stuff. Some people do not like this antenna bands in the back, but I do not really have any problem with them because I don't think they look as bad as people make them look. And after using it for some time, they kind of grew over me. So now let's talk about this display. So it has a LED backlit IPS display with a resolution of 1334 by 750 pixels, giving us a pixel density of 326 pixels per inch. Now this is a 4.7 inch display diagonally, and the viewing angles on this device are also very good. So I do not have any problem with the viewing angles. And some people might say that the pixel density is very low for these days, as the Note 4 has around 515 pixels per inch, but you will not notice any difference in the pixel density because the display is pretty sharp, crisp, clear, and the colors are also very good on this device. So now let's talk about the camera. So it has an 8 megapixel sensor with better and improved optics. So the pixel size of this sensor is 1.5 microns, which will produce better pictures in low light. It also has a microphone besides it and the True Tone flash. Now the True Tone flash this time is circular instead of having a long bar kind of shape. And for video recording, it can record 1080p video at 60 frames per second and 720p video at 240 frames per second. Now this camera also has something called the focus pixels, which what it basically does is it helps you focus faster on your subject. So while you're in a sticky situation, you can actually capture a great photograph without having to waste time on focusing. Now with the camera being just 8 megapixels, the only problem we have is we do not get 4K video recording, because as far as I know, for 4K video recording the pixels are the size of megapixels count you need is 8.3 megapixels, and with only 8 megapixel shooter we will not be able to record 4K video, at least on the iPhone 6. So this phone comes in 3 different varieties of capacities: the 16, 64 and 128 gigabytes. Now you do not get the 32 gigabyte variant, but you get the 64 gigabyte variant in the price of the 32 gigabyte variant. Now we would have preferred Apple to remove the 16 GB variant and put the 32 GB variant as the base model, but that's what you get. Now it has 1 GB of RAM, which might be insufficient sometimes, but overall you will not get too many problems because of the software optimization. On Android, 1 GB of RAM is very less, but on the iPhone you will not really have any problems, rather than when you are multitasking between too many apps. For example, in Safari, when you have too many tabs open up, you might have to refresh sometimes. So this iPhone comes with the Apple A8 chip with the M8 Motion Core processor. So the Apple A8 chip is clocked in at 1.4 GHz. It is a dual core processor and has 1 GB of RAM. But this device will not have any problem running through any application or game you throw at it. Now software has been optimized on the iPhone 6 to run almost any game or app that you can throw at it. It will run any app or game smoothly without any stutter or problem. One thing I did notice about the iPhone 6 is while using Spotlight search, it did not stutter even a tiny bit. On almost all devices I have used on iOS 8 do stutter a bit, like the iPad mini Retina or the iPhone 5s, but the iPhone 6 will not stutter even a tiny bit. So that is one thing that I've noticed, and I've played a few games, ran some apps, used YouTube, surfed the web, and it will just play any game or app that you throw at it with ease. So it will not have any problems as far as performance goes. So the iPhone 6 has a non-removable 1810 milliamp hour battery. Now comparing it to some other Android phones, this is very less. For example, I have a Sony Xperia M which has a 1400 mAh battery, and I have a Samsung Galaxy S4 which has a 2600 milliamp hour battery. So comparing it to the other Android phones, this is a very small sized battery, but it will last a lot longer than other Android phones having the same battery, because of again the software optimization. iOS has been optimized to use the least power possible. So and the standby times also on the iPhone are just amazing. So you can sleep with 98% and wake up with 97%. So you do not need to really charge it all night for keeping it alive till next morning. For example, I have a Samsung Galaxy S4, and when I sleep with about 70%, I wake up with only about 10% left. That is because it has widgets running, and the OS is taking up so much of the battery. But on the iPhone you will not have any of those problems, because it is optimized to use the least power possible and the least amount of battery possible. So that was my unboxing of the iPhone 6 64GB Space Gray, and my hands-on review of the iPhone 6. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up down below, and do subscribe to my channel for more videos on the iPhone 6. And if you did like this video, leave a thumbs up down below like I said, and do leave comments down below about what you thought about this video and any other type of video you want to see on the iPhone 6. And I'll see you in the next one.